Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, December 19th City Council meeting. Plans are already underway for the 2024 street reconstruction program. Next summer, nearly 3 miles of city streets will be reconstructed off 99th Avenue in the Woodcrest neighborhood. Additional roads will be done near the post office. Property owners impacted will be assessed a portion of the reconstruction cost. A public hearing on the proposed assessments will take place on February 20th. The city is about to get its first roundabout. On Tuesday night, the City Council approved a joint powers agreement with both Anoka County and the City of Fridley for the project. Next summer, a single-lane roundabout will be constructed on 85th Avenue at Evergreen Boulevard, which is by the entrance to the Springbrook Nature Center. Pedestrian crosswalks and sidewalk connections are also included in the project. Coon Rapids police officers have a new labor agreement with the city. This week, the City Council approved the new 2-year deal, which covers 2024 and 2025. In addition to a 3.5% cost of living adjustment both years, market rate wage adjustments are included to keep Coon Rapids competitive in attracting and retaining officers.
I, Adam Jacobson, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution.
2 promotions in the police department to tell you about. Adam Jacobson was recently promoted to Deputy Chief. He became a Coon Rapids police officer in 2005 and has served in various roles. Dan Durrett is the newest sergeant in the department. He was hired as a Coon Rapids patrol officer in 2015. Congratulations to both men. And that's a quick recap of the Tuesday, December 19th City Council meeting. As always, you can find the full meetings on cable or the CTN Coon Rapids YouTube channel.
It's maple and sapelli.
The wood-turning artistry of 84-year-old Coon Rapids resident Bill Peterson was displayed this fall at the Coon Rapids Civic Center. The octogenarian has been turning out a number of wood projects like this urn for the past 30 years.
That's about 10 inches high, so you're only holding on 1/4 of an inch on the bottom, so it's hanging out there in the lathe, and it's spinning about 1,500 RPMs, so you hope it hangs in there.
Peterson had worked as a toolmaker on metal lathes for 44 years.
Now I'm all done with metal slivers. I just got wood slivers.
He uses exotic hardwoods from around the world.
This is zebra wood. This is sapelli. This is mahogany.
Some of his bowls come from a single piece of wood, but many are assembled from a number of segments of wood, which requires some math to turn out right.
So we will cut each one on one side. That will be 15 degrees. It figures out 30 degrees if you divide 12 into 360.
The segmented rings are then glued together and must dry before putting them on a lathe.
But it's very time consuming. You have to watch the glue dry a lot.
Today, Peterson's turning a Peruvian rosewood bowl. Bill doesn't think about the time he spends on each project. Rather, the 61 years of marriage he had with his wife Jeanette, who passed away in May. She was his final inspector.
I was always happy if she said, "This one's mine," because that was a perfect one. We turn it up to fast RPM.
Though he doesn't work on his projects every day, Bill spends as much time as he can in his shop.
I just have fun. I go out there and enjoy it, having fun.
The winners of the annual holiday lighting contest have been announced by the Coon Rapids Arts Commission. The first place award in the motion category goes to Alan and Colleen Hallberg at 12401 Partridge Street. Second place was awarded to Virgil Carroll at 12753 Crooked Lake Boulevard. An honorable mention in the motion category goes to John Kopp at 559 113th Avenue. Turning to the still category, the first place award there goes to David and Gloria Teskey at 1850 103rd Avenue. In second place, it's Robert Johnson at 12280 Ilex Street. An honorable mention in the still category goes to Amanda Schultz at 12215 Magnolia Street. For a map of all the locations that entered the contest, log on to the city's website, coonrapidsmn.gov.
The snow fell just in time for the annual Coon Rapids Tree Lighting Festival.
Would you guys like cookies and hot chocolate? Happy holidays.
It's Tree Lighting Festival.
For some, this was their first tree lighting, like Angel Allison and her son Lucius, who moved from Liberia, West Africa to Coon Rapids.
Everybody is out here to share fun with families and friends that they haven't seen in a long time, and this is a great memories for all the kids and family.
There were activities for children, like an ornament craft station.
We are in year 2023. There you go.
Hi, Merry Christmas!
And pictures with Rocky and Santa. High school students from the Raven Street Project sang holiday classics from days gone by. To help stay warm, families gathered around the fire pits to wait for the countdown.
3, 2, 1!
There's been some changes over the course of the last year, which has compelled some adjustments to the previous designs.
Coon Rapids residents turned out at an open house this week for the Highway 610 and East River Road Full Access Interchange project. On the same day as the open house, MnDOT approved the new layout. The changes involved the southern area of the project. The current eastbound 610 off-ramp to East River Road would be moved south of Kingdom Hall.
Our southwest quadrant of East River Road and 610 now has more of a button hook, what we call button hook configuration, and it pushes those access ramps and loops further to the south from what they were shown and where the existing off-ramp exists today.
The change will create the proper acceleration space for traffic using the new ramp to get onto eastbound 610. The design for what's been referred to as the Northeast Loop, the new ramp from westbound 610 to East River Road, remains the same. The $40 million project still needs to secure state and federal funding before construction can begin. Noise and environmental studies will continue through the winter. The goal is to have a complete set of plans for the project by the end of 2024. To learn more, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov/610proposal. Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, December 5th City Council meeting. The 2023 city budget and tax levy has been approved. On Tuesday night, the council set the levy for next year at $35.5 million, which is a 6.8% increase over this year's levy. The budget includes the remaining funding of $1.35 million for the new water tower off Foley and Coon Rapids Boulevard. $485,000 is included to replace half of the lights at the soccer complex, which are 30 years old. Also, $300,000 is earmarked for improvements at Al Flynn Park. You can find much more on next year's budget by going to coonrapidsmn.gov/budget. Coon Rapids will become part of a new multi-jurisdictional SWAT team in Anoka County. This week, the City Council approved a joint powers agreement with Anoka County, along with the cities of Anoka, Blaine, Columbia Heights, Fridley, Lino Lakes, and Ramsey. The team will provide joint responses to critical incidents and high-risk events where there is a significant risk of criminal violence. 2 Coon Rapids police officers will be part of the team. A new retail building is proposed along Coon Rapids Boulevard. On Tuesday night, the City Council approved a site plan for the project on the site of the old BP station at Crooked Lake and Coon Rapids Boulevard. The 8,300 square foot strip mall would include 5 retail bays for lease. The old gas station and car wash would be torn down. Further down Coon Rapids Boulevard, a new assisted living and memory care facility is in the works. This week, the City Council approved a site plan for Phase 1 of Sweet Senior Living. It will be located near Foley and Coon Rapids Boulevard by the Diversified Adjustment Service Building. The first phase will include 32 units, with another 40 units possible in the future. And that's a quick recap of the Tuesday, December 5th City Council meeting. As always, you can find the full meetings on cable or the CTN Coon Rapids YouTube channel.
It is a lot to look at.
It was a year ago when Nesta Threads, the boutique marketplace for small retailers, set up shop in Coon Rapids Square off of Coon Rapids Boulevard.
Artists, we have anywhere from furniture makers to Barbie clothes, jewelry.
Nesta Threads began with 9 retail spaces for rent, which took time to fill. Now they currently host 28 vendors.
I don't think I've ever had them all in here at the same time.
As a former property manager, Lisa Clemens developed a platform which made it easy for new entrepreneurs to break into retail.
So we take turns working under the co-retailing model. So we all work together, everybody works to market together, everybody takes turn working shifts within the shop.
Just inside the front door, you'll find the Cotton Patch Boutique.
I'm a ladies' boutique. I launched online 3 years ago.
For Cotton Patch owner Pam Linton, the move to add a retail space to her business at Nesta Threads was a leap of faith.
When you launch into retail, those first few months are a little bit scary because you're coming into a situation and you have to get the word out.
Linton says she's seen growth in her customer base since she moved into Nesta Threads back in March.
I'm blessed to be in a community of other small businesses that have a passion for what they do and want to see growth.
We give each other suggestions and we kind of feed off each other.
Nesta Threads was the second venture into the boutique marketplace for Jill Hansen. In June, she and a friend signed up to rent a table and a mantle for their handmade jewelry and crafts.
It's such a great business investment for me as a small business because I can't afford a big retail shop. So this is a great opportunity for me.
The misconception that shopping at a boutique can be more expensive is something Nesta Threads hopes to change.
We get a lot of feedback on that things are much more affordable than people would have expected. Every time you come in, it's completely different.
The longer this project is delayed, the higher the construction costs are going to be.
Anoka County has proposed to build a new Anoka County jail off of Jackson Street and 4th Avenue. The current jail in downtown Anoka was built in 1983 and was originally designed for 130 inmates. Photos from inside the jail show substandard conditions. There are inmates sleeping in beds in hallways due to overcrowding, and the building has suffered water damage repeatedly caused by leaks. According to Sheriff Brad Wise, the jail needs to be rebuilt where it's at.
And the current government center, courthouse, everything, all the county functions that are related to public safety, or at least related to the jail, are on 4th Avenue at Main Street, that big complex.
State statutes require the county jail to be located in the county seat, which is the city of Anoka. A second site at the Old State Hospital campus was also considered. However, the costs were much more than the projected $190 million to rebuild a new jail near the existing one.
So the current plan is that the current parking ramp that has some structural issues would be torn down and that the new jail facility would be built on that location, which is basically, it's right next door to the jail.
None of the plans are finalized yet. The county is still waiting on approval from the Anoka City Council to move forward with the project.
The reality is that from my perspective, I just need to get this building built so that we can house inmates in a way that meets the state mandates.